Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
All right, we're up and running. Money Mendes, what's up? Good to see you, brother.
Yeah,
finally, man. We've been talking about doing this a long time.
Too long, bro.
Jesus.
Whoa!
Look at that, Jamie. We splattered. I tried to push the plunger down on the French press, and it splattered everywhere. So if my microphone explodes, we know why. Sorry, this table needed a little seasoning. Needed some color.
I'm going to throw one over here. I'll get this.
It's all right. So what's happening, man? How you doing? How's the retirement life?
Oh, man.
Well, retirement from fighting,
Yeah.
but maybe not really.
No, man. I'm actually more busy now not fighting. I'm actually want to get back into the training part of it so it can slow down a little bit. But it's been good, dude. It's we got a ton of stuff going on, a lot of stuff on the plate. My wife's about to kill me, but but we got some shit going.
What? You working too much?
Too much, man. Way too much. But it's good, man. I after fighting, I had to channel that that energy of getting shit going and being successful somewhere. I almost felt like I jumped into a little bit of a depression there for like a couple weeks after, because I had like no sense of doing,
Right.
And so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start just trying to grow a couple brands and building a couple companies and see what happens. So I was like honed all my energy onto that stuff, and it definitely took over. So it's been nice. It's been fun being able to just basically channel that stuff into that and let it rip.
It's one of the most difficult things for a fighter is the stopping fighting, but you don't know what to do with all this intense energy that you've been focusing your whole life in one way. And now all of a sudden, for a lot of fighters, it's like their whole identity, right?
It is, man. Like I started wrestling when I was 5 years old. Like I wrestled from 5 years old every single year up and through college. And then the day after graduation, drove up to Faber's, fucking lived in his, I lived in his spare room and started trained for 3 months and had my first pro fight, and then just basically never stopped. And so it's like when you have that identity of an athlete, and then that's like your routine, that's what you do. Like when I stopped, I was just like, dude, what am I doing? Like, what do I do with my life? Like,
and how old are you now?
I'm 36. I just turned 36 in May.
So you're still in this like athletic zone where you're still, until you're once you're around 40, people start going, man, time to do something else. But 36, it's like, man, Anderson was in his prime at 36.
Yeah. I was going to say, unless you're Dan Hendo or even Couture, but those are freaks.
Couture didn't even start his career, I think, until he was 35.
Yeah.
I want to say he might have been, it was 34 or 35 with his first UFC fight.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Let's find out what that is. Find out. It's like 1997. I was there for it. That was the tournament, and it was the same weekend that Tito Ortiz had his first fight. Guy Metzger had his first fight. Like Tito beat Wes Albright.
Yeah.
I don't know how I remember that. And then he fought Guy, and Guy tapped him out. Guy caught him in a guillotine.
Yep. I remember watching those.
Yeah.
I remember going to Blockbuster. Do you remember Blockbuster?
Sure.
Yeah. Me and my brothers would ride over there on our bikes, and I'd go straight to the section that had all the VHS for the UFC events.
Right next to like Faces of Death.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. We'd grab as many as we could, take them home, and sit there and just watch them for hours. Yeah, man, it was cool.
Remember. I believe it was UFC 2 was the only one that was available. I believe you couldn't get UFC 1 on VHS for a while.
Yeah.
Because I think Horian Gracie owned it or something.
I
might
don't
be
know,
wrong about that. Yeah.
He would have been like turning 34 that year.
Aha. There you go.
Like a month after.
That's
There you
crazy,
go.
man.
Yeah. 34, starting his career, and goes on to become the light heavyweight and the heavyweight champion.
One of the best in the world, yeah.
One of the best ever, and then fights for more than 10 years. So this is 97. When did he retire from the UFC?
I thought he was like 43 or 4.
Man, I mean, he fought Lyoto Machida. He was deep in his 40s. Or in his 40s.
He wouldn't have been closer to 50. Would he have been?
Well, when did he fight Lyoto Machida?
I know, I can't.
2011.
2011.
April 30th, 2011.
Wow.
Dude,
yeah.
that's crazy.
14 years
So,
later.
yeah.
I can tell you I'm not fighting that long.
So he was 48. He was 48.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
crazy
48
what I
when he
thought.
fought
He was almost
Machida.
50.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's super rare, though. Super rare. You know, like Bernard Hopkins was the only other guy that fought like at a world-class level into his 50s. Bernard was like at 50.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that I feel that good to be able to compete when I'm 50. But I'll tell you what, I do a lot of hunting and fishing stuff with Hendo.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's like,
Yeah, he's like a robot. He barely can move.
like Dan. And he's like, huh. It's like,
Now, does he feel all right when you talk to him?
oh, yeah.
He's-
Like, that guy
he's
still
the-
spars. He tells me he still spars.
Does he really?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, Dan, you're insane.
Why does he
Yeah,
spar?
It's a good workout. I'm like, Dan, I could give you like 50 other things you can do that's a good workout that you don't have to spar, get punched in the head. But
He's so stiff. It's like, is he stiff because he's just stiff, or is he in pain?
I think he's just stiff.
Even if he's in pain, he would never tell you.
No, he's got
that's the thing.
cauliflower hands. I like look at his hands sometimes, and I'll just grab them, and I'm like, dude. And
Yeah.
they just feel hard, like harder than most people's bones, like in their hand.
Well,
You're just
all
like,
of
what?
Dan's body feels weird.
Yeah.
Like when you put your hand on his back, it's like mahogany.
Yeah,
It's like what are you fucking
it's
made
just
out of oak?
petrified wood.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't feel like a regular person. I talked to the lady that massaged him. She goes, "I have never met someone more dense.
yeah, he is
like he's
dense.
just dense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Well, that's
but-
where he got all that power too. You know, I mean, his whole body's just fucking.
yeah, he's solid.
He's an odd dude.
He is. I love him.
He's amazing, amazing person. I mean, you got to realize this guy competed as a heavyweight and knocked out Fedor. Remember that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
That's
and
crazy.
that was when Fedor was still Fedor. This is like Fedor's still fighting, right? But this was like more than 10 years ago. This is in Strikeforce.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. We sat and watched a bunch of those highlights from a lot of those fights. We were over at my buddy Chad Belding's house, and we were doing some filming and stuff. And we just sat down, and everybody just kind of quit what they're doing and just watched that dude just KO dude after dude. And it's everybody's like, man, Dan, because like a lot of the girls that work there and stuff that help us, I don't think they really understand who Dan Henderson is.
Right.
And they're just watching this stuff on TV, and they're like, Jesus. And Dan's just like, it's like, you know, it's like, I love the guy to death, man.
He's quite a character. Yeah. He's quite a character and a real pioneer. I was there for his first fight too.
Were you?
Yeah, that was. I think his first fight was versus Alan Goes. If that wasn't his first fight in the UFC, it was one of the first fights, and I think he was in like a tournament with Alan Goes.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that.
Yeah.
I missed it. I didn't see it, but he told me, if I remember right, he beat someone, and
Carlos
then
Newton?
the crowd got really upset by the call, and there was people
Yeah.
storming the cage or the ring.
I
can't
think
remember.
that was the Alan Goes fight.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
were pissed. He said.
Yeah, that was a. I don't remember the fight enough to comment on the decision, but I think some people were pissed at it. But you know, that's one thing that's never changed: shitty decisions. I mean, they still exist. You know, Francis Ngannou had a very good point the other day that there should be some protection for fighters because you know losing half of your purse because someone made a bad call. There should be a way around that.
That's funny you say that because I years ago was talking with a buddy of mine, and we were thinking of like an insurance plan for fighters just for that reason right there. For injuries, like say you're because this is the shitty thing that a lot of people probably know this, but you go through a 10-week training camp, and this has happened to me multiple times in my fight and some fights where the week before the fight, your opponent gets injured, they back out, they can't find anybody to fill in, and now your fight doesn't happen.
Right.
Well, guess what? You just went through all that training, paying your trainers, you know, you still got to pay managers and everything for everything they do work-wise. You don't get paid.
Yeah.
So you're just like, damn it, man.
And
you get
for some
pushed back
fighters, if you
6
get
months.
injured after that, you're talking. I mean, what if you tear an ACL after
Yeah.
that? Then you're a year and a half out. Like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's a hard world. It's a hard world.
I wish somebody would come up with, I don't have the capacity now to do it, but I think it would be a smart business move, and it would be cool for fighters to have for sure.
Well, you know, there was a lot of uproar this weekend because of who's the gal that was in the co-main event who won, and then she got the $50,000
I saw.
win bonus.
I saw the videos.
See if she pull up her name. And people were really mad at the UFC because of her reaction because it changed her life.
Was
And
it-
Go ahead.
Was this the same girl that I saw started a GoFundMe page or something?
Did she?
I remember seeing there was a female fighter that started a GoFundMe page.
I don't know.
And it could be her, I don't know. But I did see the video of her where she's like taking a drink of her Coke and then just like hits the ground.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So go back up. Good. So yeah. Cheyenne buys Banks a bonus for UFC 33 co-main event finish. So it was a beautiful finish. She caught the girl with a head kick and then finished her off. It was pretty awesome. But afterwards, they were talking about fighter pay, and she was crying, and then all these people got online and they started complaining about the UFC. And I see everybody's point. I see their point, and I also see the UFC's point, because a lot of people don't know who she is yet. I mean, they know who she is more now, but the whole thing about this sport is how many people are going to watch you fight. That's really what it is. How exciting are you? How entertaining are you? How engaging are you? Your personality? And do you put asses in the seats? I mean, it's clear now, who puts asses in the seats, and those are the people that get the most money.
Yep.
And it's a complicated thing for people, because they think, well, the best fighter should make the most money. And you go, yeah, but the best fighter doesn't put the most asses in the seats. And that's what this game is all about. It's a weird sport, right? It's it's prize fighting, but it's also entertainment.
Yeah. And it is tough for a lot of guys because bottom line, you could be the best in the world. I hate using this as an example because I love the guy, Demetrius Johnson. In my opinion, was one of the best UFC fighters to ever. Stand in there.
Of all time.
But it's like,
if not the best.
He, for whatever reason, and it's probably because, and I feel like I'm kind of the same way, we're not shit talkers. We're not guys that cause that drama and make things dramatic. We just want to get in there, compete, and kick someone's ass and go have some fun doing other things that we enjoy. And, I don't think he moved the needle at all, and people were saying that. So
he was also 125 pounds.
Exactly, and I think that's another issue too. Not an issue, but it's it's something. People want to see these big guys just go in there and KO people, bottom line. But,
yeah, isn't it interesting? Because 135 is really popular. It's only 10 pounds.
I know.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand it,
but it's weird. It's like you can't be the smallest. You can be the second smallest, and everybody's like, "All right, I'm all in with these bantamweights." Like that fucking T.J. Dillashaw Sandhagen fight from last weekend was amazing,
man,
amazing.
T.J. was supposed to come do our our Fins and Feathers tuna trip, and we knew it was a 50-50 chance that whether he had broken hands or something that he wouldn't be able to come, but.
His knee's mangled, right?
Oh yeah, he had to have surgery, and he sent.
Did he have the surgery?
I think he already had surgery. Yeah.
How bad is it?
I think he said it's a 3-month recovery, but
that's it.
Yeah, I don't even know if I should be saying all this on here. Sorry, TJ, but I
Sorry,
don't know if
TJ.
I don't know if you want this out or not, but I know he was pretty mangled up from it. He was on crutches.
It looked like it was the heel hook, if I had to guess. Like a lot of people were saying he wrenched it on the way out, but there's a moment where Sandhagen catches him in a heel hook, and he's yanking on it. And the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, that could rip your shit apart.
Yeah, he didn't tell me what it was from. He just showed me photos of his knee was just huge. His knee,
probably
his
barely
ankle,
knew.
Yeah,
probably barely knew. If his ankle was fucked too, that even lends more credibility to the possibility.
And it could have been opposite sides too. I'd have to look at the photos, but I do know I talked to TJ like a week before the fight, and he was like, "Man, this is probably the most injured I've ever been going into a fight." But he's like, "Fuck it," and TJ's just a tough son of a bitch.
He's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a tough son of a bitch.
People give him a lot of shit for that EPO thing, and and he deserves it, and he'll tell you he deserves it.
Yeah.
But look, that motherfucker was dying making 125, like literally dying. I've never seen anybody look worse. Walking around like when they were filming him, not even the day he was making weight, but like up to the day of making weight, he looked like a fucking skeleton.
Yeah,
horrible.
I'm so against big weight cuts, man.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it. I cut tons of weight throughout college for wrestling, and my senior year, I finally just put my foot down and was like, look, I'm going up 2 weight classes. I'm not cutting to 125s anymore.
Wow.
Dude, I used to cut to 125s, and I was making weight 2 times a week, wrestling. And I went up to 141s and was undefeated the entire year. My only loss came in the NCAA finals. It's the best I had ever felt. And I'm like, dude, why did I not do that my whole life?
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
It's like you're doing this. I'm fully against weight cutting in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
I read the American Serengeti. That one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great too. What his theory is, and I think it's valid, that the time where they saw millions of buffalo was because the Native Americans had been wiped out by disease. This is the idea, is that there was never a time where there were that many bison.
Yeah.
And that the reason why there were that many bison was because the Native Americans weren't hunting them anymore, because 90% of them were wiped out by disease. That's why when they, made their way across, and I guess it was like the early 1800s.
Oh, like Lewis and Clark.
Yeah, when they saw millions and millions of bison, the reason for that
Was that human predator population was in a trough,
Yeah, exactly.
and it allowed the bison to be in a spike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
because we
completely makes sense.
Oh, it totally makes sense. Yeah, because we always have those conversations about like when would be the best time to go back if you could, right? And also, how could it be that big total buffalo population number that always gets thrown out there was really on the landscape?
Right. Like, why wasn't there a balance of predator and prey where there always is? If it was really natural, right? It does make sense.
Oh, it totally. I mean, humans have been stirring the pot forever. That's why it drives me insane when people are like, "Well, before people."
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm like, well,
What are you talking about?
One that doesn't get us anywhere right now.
Right, before people's the dumbest fucking argument ever. They were here first. Well, this is the argument they use with wolves. Like they were here first. Like, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop. No, they weren't. First of all, I love people. Okay? I'm only concerned with when people were around. So before people, fuck off. You want to kill all the people off so the wolves can run things? Like, what are you even saying?
Right. What are we going to learn from a pre-human time?
Doesn't make any sense. And there was obviously some sort of an imbalance that led to these enormous populations of bison. And I think Dan Flores is an incredibly brilliant guy. I think he makes a really compelling argument because we do know that the Native Americans were wiped out, that 90% of them were killed off by disease. We know that. We're talking about millions of people. And if millions of people were subsistence hunters and, they were riding around, living off the buffalo, following them around, which we know they did, completely makes sense, especially when you take into account the long gestation period. That bison, I think they have to be pregnant for a long time, right?
Boy, I don't know about that one, but
Woolly mammoth, I know, is a long time.
I'm sure it was because
That was like
African elephants.
Yeah. I wonder
mom's
what is
packing for a long time.
what is a buffalo gestation period? 9 months. So like a person.
Yeah.
Very different than like a deer. Very different than a lot of other animals.
I mean, it's badass seeing those things out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, because there's some part of like your, whatever people call it these days, your lizard brain or whatever,
Yeah.
where like that's their home, right? And then you see that thing on that landscape and something just clicks and you're like, holy shit, man.
Pretty cool.
Oh, it's amazing. It really
it's pretty
is.
cool just to see them in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. But yeah, the Yellowstone thing is weird. I went there a few years back with my family, and it's really beautiful, and I enjoyed it. But I did not like the fact that all the elk were hanging out at the visitor station.
You're right.
Because they know they can't be hunted there, and they know the wolves won't go there. It was real weird. They're like so domesticated. They're just like 30 yards away from a fucking vending machine.
Yeah.
You see this big herd of elk just laying down on the ground, staring at people, and people taking selfies with the animals. I'm like, I don't know about this.
I know. Yeah, habituated to shit, as a lot of my biologist friends would say. It's the national park system, right? Is like it's a absolute wonderful thing. I know there's lots of dedicated civil servants within the national park system that bust their asses educating folks. but they just can't keep up.
Have you ever seen the Instagram page Tourons of Yellowstone?
Yeah. Yeah, doing God's work right there. Yeah.
Darwin in action. If you go to it, it says like people just getting launched through the air by bison.
Yeah.
And God, how do they not know by now? I mean, how do you not know that you can't get
Because
close?
of the exact thing you're describing. They're like, oh, it's on the tour, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's. Fortunately, they've trained the bison to stand right next to the visitor information sign, or the bull elk, or whatever, right? It's like this just is the way it's supposed to be.
And then they'll walk right up to it to try to get a selfie.
Yeah.
It's fucking. Here's one. Oh wow. Well, that
Yeah,
there's
little calf
no
in the middle.
fucking way that guy should be standing there. If I was that guy, I would be